Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Purple Room episode number 6 featuring Kinneret. A brief background regarding Kinneret. Kinneret is certified in Adlerian theory and psychodrama in Chinese medicine. Kinneret has over 8 years of experience in Adlerian coach with parents and teenagers. Since 2017, she developed the Show Me. Show Me, it's a mindful games creating lots of breakthrough. By practicing Show Me, we bridge voice, we create breakthrough from what it seems to be a breakdown, and she is very close friend of mine. Welcome, Kinneret.
Thank you.
You want to edit something that I didn't mention, Kinneret, about yourself?
Not about myself, but about the method.
I will go for this question soon, but about yourself, about your background, about your experience.
Yeah, great.
Thank you. I want to ask you, I have some questions that I got from some clients, some of the people that sent me the questions before. But first of all, I want to know, what is this method? Show me.
Okay. So the method, it's a mindfulness method, okay? It sounds very sophisticated, but I'll try to put it and describe it very simple. It takes emotion and it balances them. And by that, it allows to mood disorders to get into the right place in order to create some movement in the conversation that we have with ourselves when we feel some stuck, because when we feel stuck, that means that we have too many distractions in our head, too many voices, and when we have too many voices, we feel stuck, we feel frustrated because we don't know which voice to work with. And sometimes they are two contradictory voices that are not allowing us to move on. So this is basically this is what Show Me does. It balances emotions and it's improving the development of personal coping strategies that target solving current problems. That's basically what it does. But the method, what I like in this method, this is not just a method. It's the method itself. We can work without any tool. Like, just when I coach somebody, I can give the method and I can practice the method. But it's what I like is that we created kind of a game based on this method. And this game brings it into a much more practical way to practice mindfulness. And this is a pilot. We just received it and I'm very, very excited. It's going to be in a different color, black, but I can show you.
I can say that I saw this version, like in the 2 other versions before, and then you developed this from 2017, and then it's like long process. And right now you are launching your game and your practice and the seminar.
It's true. So yeah, a lot of things are going on, and I think the most important part is that the method, that it was very theoretical, very sophisticated, and sometimes too much for people to absorb and contain. The game itself it's a really helpful way to practice Show Me. Why? Because it's fun. I think it's beautiful, and it's based on Chinese philosophy. That's the reason we did a fan. And what fun is that we developed the 81 chapters of the Tao, which is it's the mindfulness philosophy, Chinese philosophy, to 81 cards. And we cooperated with so many people in the all over the world, all kinds of photographers from Instagram that allow us and cooperated with us and gave us allowance to use their photos. And at the same level, we have 81 words from the DAO and the map of the method itself, which is those two maps. I'm not going to talk about them right now because it's
Yeah,
a
it's
game.
a lot.
It's a big, it's a lot of information that we put it in a kind of a structured game that I lead people step by step by 12 meetings, how to really practice, how to
I want to
practice.
be more focused today about the teenager. A lot of parents today that are calling and they have a problem, they have issue, no problem, issue with the teenagers. All the day they are playing in their video game, they sleep until late, they have a lot of free time, they don't know how to manage the time. The kind of some of them that feel kind of lost. And as a parent, what we can do?
So it's interesting because, you know, I work mainly with teenagers, and adolescence is a word that it came from a Latin word from the 15th century, and the reason I'm telling you about that, it's because before then there is no such a word, adolescents, teenagers, and the meaning of it is new development fads that came about due to social changes at the turns of the 20th century. And it's actually an age that tiered in between worlds, the world of, you know, the purity of childhood, that the allowance there is big to express yourself, to be who you are, you know, with balloons and flowers and all the rest, um, all the things that really, you know, you can definitely feel connected to yourself. And then here it comes the world of the adult world, the adult world that is a very demanding world, that most of the time in this world, there is no such a time for emotions or vulnerability or be open. You know, you just need to do the job and to reach your goals and to be tough and to control your emotions. And when somebody is too sensitive, so it's kind of a tagline like, he's too sensitive, she can't control her emotions. You know, it's actually tagged as a bad thing. And and they are stuck in between those two worlds. They know that they're grown enough, big enough, old enough to deal with, you know, issues that ask for them to be more independent, but at the same time they are very codependent. They need us as adults, and they need us because they are still children and they are confused. And this is exactly the two voices that I was talking before. They are stuck. They are
And then
stuck.
how is the show me like between the two words, how you can walk in the game show me to help to these kids.
So first of all is to understand, to get to know those two voices. Like, what are the two voices? And then when they understand, they bring it into awareness, we can talk through them, we can observe, we can mold, we can shift. And the target is to integrate them. For example, I don't know, like like as a child, I have, I'll give an example of a teenage that, you know, really wants just to express himself and just to be who he wants to be, but he feels blocked in terms of social skills and issues. and he's afraid that children will laugh at him at school. And those are two voices, are very common two voices, by the way. Um, and by just, first of all, observe and bring them into awareness, it, it's a big thing to understand them, to get to know them. And with the process itself, it's a very deep process, but it's very fun because we're playing. And I teach them how to play their own skills, the answer that they give to themselves, and to listen to their answers and to work through the answers that they gave. And and I want to tell you something in terms of the stuckness. The best cure of being stuck, it's like, I want to give you an example of a metaphor of a movie, okay? When we watch a movie, and sometimes the movie stops in the middle because technical issues. So you know the circle that is buffering,
Yeah.
right? And we feel stuck, right? So there are two options. Either try to put, again, play to restart the whole computer or whatever TV, or we can just wait and pause, put it even and pause, it can help because sometimes it's time sync with the movie. The and then what we do when we put a pause and we wait, we actually helping the process to get into sync much faster. So sometimes the best thing that they can do is to allow themselves to be stuck, to allow themselves to be mashed potato on the couch and just watch TV all day, and allow themselves just to observe the issue, observe the stuckness. By observing the stuckness, it's already a one step forward into release the stuckness.
And then what is the tip? Like if you are looking about the stuckness, if I'm looking about as a parent and I see all the day that my kids sitting near the sofa, usually I'm coming, so just doing something with yourself, just going do this, just going do that. This is their first reaction as a parents, that we want our kids to move and to do something, and it's very hard for us that see them.
Why do you think it's happening? Because we're coming from the fast forward world. We are coming from the, like, I want it and I will make it, and I will make sure that I will get it immediately. And the rejecting satisfaction, it's a muscle that we don't have. We didn't practice it in the 21st century. When we want something, you just go and reach it. And I think in sort of a way, COVID-19 put all of us in buffering. And the muscle that needs to be trained is for the parents, it's not for the children.
And then what do you recommend about the parents?
So yeah, so you're in a buffering right now. So let it buffer and let them be buffering, be buffered. And I think, I can give some advices of really let this space be, because this is the most important part. Right now, what happened is that our mind muscle, show me, and what I do, I consider myself as a personal coach, a trainer, and we work on muscles, on the mind. And we've been practicing in the past 2 decades how to be so instant, how to be so fast, how to be so quick, so let's say go-getters. And I think right now what the world and the life is asking from us is to stop. Everything came to a stop, and this is part of a muscle that I don't think it's an issue for the teenagers, more to the parents. So advices is to do one step every day, one step in order to train the muscle of patient, because this is what we're doing here. We're training a muscle of patient, the patient muscle, called patience, and let this buffering just be. So intuitive writing in the morning can really help. You know, I can give some lists of things that I do in order to practice the muscle, the patient muscle.
In the end of the video, I will write your information, and then people can contact you and send you an email if there are people is looking to get all this list for information and to get more information from Kinneret, and then you have this information in the end of the video.
Okay.
I also, like, I have a lot of parents that say that they are fighting a lot with the kids. They have a lot of anger with this teenager because, like, I feel that their life, like, you know, it's stuck. Everybody don't know what's going on with them. They cannot, they don't know how to handle all this situation. And then as a parent, like, the kids is upset. They are fighting about everything. They are going in the house, like, very moody. What should I do? Like, what is the parents? What you can tell me?
Okay. So it's interesting because children is a reflection. It's a reflection for a lot of muscles, a lot of places, challenges that we need to deal with our own weaknesses. And they are a mirror for us. And teenage is the worst mirror to look at because they accumulated during the years and absorbed and observed us as parents, and they see everything about us. And when is, you know, COVID-19 right now is a very fragile place for everyone. For everyone, it's kind of every person feels a little bit of darkness in his life because it kind of one day at a time, step by step, we need just to understand what's going on and to practice the unknown. So when a teenage is pressing the buttons, and this specific age is pressing a lot of buttons because they deal with what we deal right now on a daily basis on the routine. So right now, take that and add one more layer of stress, unknown, and pressure from the parents because they don't know. And the reflection that they get is a big question mark. So in the routine life, what I tell to a parent is this child right now has a lot of issues that he knows that he's dealing with himself. Your job as a parent is to be the anchor, is to be the tower light, because the storm in the ocean is there all the time. But when they feel and see a parent that knows how to be strong enough and stable and balanced with his emotions, the reflection, they get some sort of confidence that there is someone there that can see everything, but is not falling into the trap. Okay? But here right now in the COVID, is a reflection for the parents not to lose their mind and really work on himself, not to judge, not to tell them what to do, because this is exactly the opposite of what they need right now. They just need someone who can give an environment in the house of something is okay.
I can say, that, Kinneret, I learned from you a lot with True Show Me that I work with you and I did a few sessions that to give to my kids the space and let them be. And especially with this COVID-19, it helped me a lot to understand that because I'm kind of freaking control and I like to say everybody what to do. And each one is different. And I'm really trying to work on myself, and then I need to say thank you for that. And this is about the parents, and then if they have some parents that need some help, Kinneret you can contact Kinneret. But I want to ask you right now about the teenagers, because a little time what you say, they don't know that they're between the two worlds, as you say, they're in two worlds right now. They don't know like what is kind of their tip you can give them, what kind of how they can, if there's somebody of the teenager listening to us, what they can learn from that and what they need to do that help them to go through this time.
I want to say only one word: diet. It's a diet from judgmental. And just allow yourself to be in this mode of buffering. You can, if you want to help yourself, just, calm yourself down. You can take a walk. You can do something that right now practically can move you one step in ahead to the patient, to be patient, and not finding answer right now. Because the opposite world is to find answers. And right now we don't have answers. And your specific age cannot give you answers right now. It's very confusing. So stop judge yourself and allow yourself to be just with the observation. Observation is a keyword to correct things, to allow things to happen. Just observe. Observe at yourself. And if you cannot observe yourself, just observe at the nature, by the way, or small things, puzzle, or just fill up a mandala. In Costco, you have like an empty mandalas. You can fill them up. It's really activating the muscle of patience. And give yourself the allowance to find your space, because the space is part of the process. It's important. So diet from judgment and allowance.
I see a lot of words like diet, allowance, pause, space.
Right.
Yeah, and then it's like, okay, I learned a lot from that. And do you have anything else that I didn't ask you that you want to mention about our Show Me, about your work?
Yeah, I am soon going to open 12-session online course for parents. I don't know yet when. It's going to be at the end of June, I think, more or less, but I will come with more information. And it's actually, I will be there to help, to support, but it helps you to work through Show Me by yourself. And you can purchase the kit, or you can download the kit, the online kit. But I think it's a great way to practice this, space and perspective and pause and process and all the things that we were just talking.
And also I can see this game, it's like to improve communication with the kids, because usually we are dealing, and this is something that you can expose your feeling and you can walk with that, and then you can ask questions the other side what they feel about that. And it can be also kind of game between you work on yourself, but it's also kind of can be something with the family, or can be something that you can usually not people, most of the people that don't sitting and speaking about their feeling, but something we discard what you feel about this situation and what.
So what I like in this game, that it really brings into awareness the two sides of the brain. The right side, which is the imagination through the photos, and the left side, which is the place of, you know, the realistic side. And by that, you can choose either to work through the words or through the photos, but it allows to also to children to work with the kit, and to develop more other more games through this kit, because it's really a great tool and very you know, very attractive to work with. And the word game itself, it brings kind of something much lighter to life. So it's
You know what, I'm looking forward to get my game that I order. And you are full passion about this game and about this changed life people and teenagers especially that you're working with. I really admire you. And thank you everyone that joined us. I'm sure that all these questions is help for many people. And in the end of the video that you can get your information and somebody wants to contact Kinneret, you can contact directly. And again, thank you, Kinneret.
Thank you, Rachel. תודה רבה רבה. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye, everyone.